Have you ever ate scrambled eggs out of a jar? Well, they are actually pretty good. Here's some potatoes that have been freeze dried as well. Here's scrambled eggs that have never been cooked yet, and they've been grinded up into a powder. Here's tomatoes. They've just been diced and freeze dried. You might say, well, what is it like? It's kind of like popcorn without any kernels in it. It's crunchy, or like one of those cheese noodles. Over here we have apples that have been freeze dried. This is the freeze dryer itself. It is in the defrost mode right now. I just got these batch out, so I have to bag it all up so it stays dry. So one important thing that is you have to weigh the trays. So I put numbers on each one of my trays, and I weighed it before and after. So one tray of potato originally weighed 25.2 ounces and ended up with 4.05 ounces. That tells me that I need to add like 21 ounces of water to that whole tray when I want to bring it back to life, or just do some math if I'm going to proportion it. Being that I have a very decent sized family, it'd be nothing to redo a whole tray. So there's two ways you can do this. You can put these in jars, clean the top of the rim off, make sure that the seal has no dirt or anything on it. These should all be cleaned beforehand. Stick the lid on top of the jar, pop the vacuum sealer lid onto the jar, hook up the hose to the top of the jar, and then, but this particular one on the Food Saver brand, it just has a power button. You can insert vacuum bags in here, and then it has the hose accessory, so we're just going to push accessory. Shows you the progress. And that's it. And of course, it is the first time it never sealed for me. Why I'm trying to videotape it, but go figure. So that's one way to do it. And then you pop this off. So you break the top off. That releases the vacuum, and then you pull this off. And then you basically have a sealed jar. Then you just put the retaining ring on. And that's about as tight as you want to put it. Good, got a good seal. Now here's the second way. This is what they call a Mylar bag. This is aluminum coated. And if you can see here how this is crimped, I bought a special crimper. So it makes a nice seal, multiple seals. So that way if I have like a weird fold in the bag, I didn't get it just quite flat. Makes it much easier. They make other sealers here that make an edge like this. I just haven't used it, don't really feel the need to. They have ribbons that can break, or this particular crimper is an iron, and so there's no thin ribbon to break and so on. It's just a much more reliable product, and it lays so you can lay the bag horizontally and just kind of lay it in there, and then you're done. So it does have a dial on it, so you can adjust the temperature on it as well. You kind of have to fine tune it. One thing that I do recommend is that you get yourself a infrared gun if you're going to be doing this, and then you can kind of measure how hot your iron is. You need it to be somewhere between 350 and 425 if I remember right. You can just research what to crimp a Mylar bag. There is different thicknesses, such as like 5 mil, 7 mil. Those are your two better ones. And the candy side of it and the cannabis side, they're much thinner bags. All they're really doing is just trying to keep out smell instead of preserving the food for long storage. Another way you can do it is with these vacuum sealed bags. They're not near as durable. They do let light through. This is freeze-dried mushrooms. Freeze-dried bell peppers, shredded up. And so far, my easiest and most favorite is rotisserie chicken that you can buy at the grocery store. It's already cooked, shredded up, put it in the freeze dryer, and it's ready. So these are the oxygen absorbers. They're sealed right now because once they enter oxygen, they start working. So you can reseal this jar a few times, but the least amount of times you do it, obviously, the better. And this is what you use inside the Mylar bag instead of vacuum sealing it. Because vacuum sealing only removes 0.02 of the oxygen, where this would remove all of the oxygen. And you can vacuum seal and use oxygen absorbers, but you have to do it differently than you would use a regular vacuum seal bag. So to give you a demonstration, I just wrote yellow potatoes. Used to be 25 ounces, now it's 4 ounces. Gives me a rough idea how much water to use, and now we'll crimp it. Oh, one tray gives me about a half a gallon. These silicone sheets are amazing. Nothing really sticks to them, but some stuff does. It gets on there pretty good. You can literally just soak this and just scrub it with a sponge real quick, and it's amazing how clean and easy these are to keep. So here we go. At the next process, we're going to pop in these oxygen absorbers. We count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we seal the lid back up and preserve the rest. We pop each one in. Fold it, stick it in the machine, crimp it, and that's all there is to it. Sometimes you try and get all the air out, but I find it very hard to do. I haven't learned a good trick for it yet. But either way, the oxygen absorber is slightly oversized, so excess air is easily eliminated. Not air, oxygen. By the oxygen absorber. And there you have it.